Hello and welcome to the Ridiculously Good VA Show with Tracy Daviero. If you are a virtual assistant or want to be one, this is the place to learn the tips and tricks you need to become a ridiculously good VA. I've been a part of the VA industry since 1998, and I'm excited to get to know you and help you build an amazing business. Let's go. Hey there, and welcome to another episode of the podcast that teaches you how to be a ridiculously good virtual assistant. Today I'm going to talk about networking and how it really does come down to who you know to get great clients. And I do stress the words great clients, not just any clients. Today's quote is, "Know where you want to go and make sure the right people know about it." And that is by Meredith Mahoney. If you shy away from networking, then this episode is for you. I was doing some research about networking for this episode, as I do for all of my podcast episodes, and I came across some advice in a whole lot of articles and blog posts. This advice was everywhere. And the advice showcased exactly why I know a lot of the VAs and other business owners I know do not network. It was actually brutal. Everywhere I turned, there it was. They talked about conversation starters. And here are some examples of what I saw. Conversation starters, great conversation starters. Listen to these. Man, these events are crazy. Are you enjoying the food? What do you recommend to eat? What brought you here today? What are you passionate about? Ick. What's your story? Have you been here before? Any chance you read the news today? I missed it and I wonder if I missed anything. Did you catch the game last night? I love your necklace, dress, pants, hair. Oh my God. I hate every single one of these. Some of them more than others, but I definitely do not like any of these. And I do not suggest that you use any of these in any networking situation ever. I think that is what makes me different from other business coaches. I want you to network in a way that helps you to connect with people, but also that feels authentic and feels like you want to do more of it. Not trying to open unusual conversations about things that people are probably not interested in talking about. They sound fake, they sound canned, they sound like I don't want to talk to you at a meet, at an event, because you need to network to find clients, to find great clients. I can teach you how to do it better. Here we go. First things first, you need to be networking before you need clients. I know that's easy to say. If you're looking for clients right now, you say, "What do I do, Tracy? Because I need clients now." If you are networking when you need a client, you're going to end up taking any old client that comes along, or you're really not going to be able to find clients quickly. Good clients or great clients, right? That's what happens when you just go out to look for a client when you need one. And a lot of VAs are very, very guilty of this. They don't network other than when they're looking for clients. And as a result, they struggle to get clients when they need them. But if you build a network and you keep in touch with it all the time, that doesn't mean you have to be, doing sales conversations every time you turn around, but you can talk to people. Then you can not only find a client when you need one or find more than one client when you need one, but you can find clients even when you aren't looking for one. And the interesting thing about that is that a great client can come along and you can actually let go of somebody that you're working with right now to bring on that great client. That's what we want for you, is we want great clients. Clients that need the things that you can do, that you like to do. Clients that are, they show all kinds of value. They understand your value. They pay you well. They are good to work with. Whatever it is, there's so many things that qualify someone to be a great client for you. You never have to take whatever client comes your way. You can totally be choosy, and you should be choosy. Networking is about about being a business person in a business community. It's about finding your community, right? And it's about helping those people and getting help from them. The more business connections you have, the more clients you will have. And that's why I say that it's who you know. that helps you get clients. It really is. When you find the right network, that's where your great clients are going to come from. If you consistently are working by yourself and only talking to your VA colleagues, or worse, not talking to anyone, the fewer opinions you'll get, the less expertise you'll have access to, the smaller your community becomes. Or maybe you don't have a community at all, and the smaller your business will stay. So, if you thought networking was all about those horrible conversation starters that I mentioned at the top of this episode, let's flip that right on its side for you. You never have to compliment someone on their outfit to open a conversation. You never have to introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Tracy. What are you passionate about? Ugh, like just don't. You don't need to do that. You can use those questions, all of those conversation starters, further into your conversation. But when you are attending a business meeting or a networking event, you want to keep it all business. And there are super easy conversation starters that are so much more comfortable, so much easier, and so much more well received than that horrible list that I led off the episode with. Here are some better ones. What do you do? Have you attended this group or this event before? Who else do you know here? What do they do? What kinds of clients do you work with? Where do you find your clients? How do you work with your clients? What do you use to manage your XYZ in your business? Don't those sound a whole lot better than I missed the news? Did you happen to catch it? Like, oh my gosh, I just can't even. I could not believe that these were actually things that were being recommended to people. And I shouldn't be surprised because I know I've gone through some networking training and it really is. That's the kind of stuff that gets pushed. It's like on sales conversations, handling objections and being pushy and being salesy and convincing somebody that they need your services. It's the same type of thing with doing really bad conversation. And so I'm going to say that I bet you think that the second list of conversation starters that I am offering to you sound better, right? They're exactly what they should be. They're actual conversation starters for the type of situation that you are putting yourself into. They really will start a good conversation about business, about your business, about their business. And it's going to be one that the other person won't find weird or awkward, and they'll actually want to talk to you about it. Networking is about having conversations with potential clients, with your colleagues, and with other business owners who could potentially refer clients to you. Three audiences, I always say. And you can be those people to others. You can be that type of person to other people as well. You could be a client of theirs, you could be a colleague of theirs, or you could be a referral partner for them. It's always a two-way relationship when you're building that community that you want to be a part of. You're not looking for clients and giving nothing else. You're looking to build relationships that will lead to better business for both of you. Okay? Let's talk about your marketing message and why it's so important and why it's such an important piece of the networking that you do. I teach what's called a concise marketing message. If you've been a part of any of my trainings, you will know that this is what I call it. I don't know if anybody else calls it that, but it's your concise marketing message. And it's very similar to an elevator pitch that you all know and probably hate, or at least have struggled through on occasion, but it's not meant to be a pitch at all. The concise marketing message helps you to define to yourself what it is that you do so that you understand it very, very clearly and that you can tell others about it. Here's what the concise marketing message is. Basically, I help whoever your clients are with their specifically what you help them with so that they can, what is one benefit that they get by hiring you, and so that they can a second benefit because I am or I do or I have what makes you the best person to help them, your experience, your training, your whatever it is, your personality, your location, whatever it is. So those are the things. I help the client with their task so that they can do this and so that they can do that because I have the best whatever. And that's the framework for it, okay? When we can define who we help and specifically what we can help them with, and we truly understand how getting help for that thing will help them in their business or in their life, and that last part, why you are qualified to do that and why they should be choosing you to have it done. This is what I teach virtual assistants, and I teach them to do it to do this concise marketing message for each service that they offer. It's not an all-encompassing thing. It's not I help business coaches with their marketing. We get really specific. I help business coaches with their newsletters, with their course creation, with their customer service. We talk about the task. And the reason is very simple. It's so that they believe themselves and they understand the value that they're bringing to the clients, the VAs, that is, and so that they can describe it to other people. When we bring things down to sort of grassroots level and we talk about this is why getting help with the customer service is so important to the client, so that they can do this, so that they can do that. And I can do that because I have this experience. When we get down to that, that is when the VAs realize the value that they're bringing to the client. Okay. And then we try to change up the concise marketing message so that it suits different audiences. And when you are networking, you're speaking with those three different audiences, right? Your colleagues, your potential clients, and those strategic partners. Three different audiences all the time, all part of your community. You network with your colleagues, you network with those potential clients or clients, and you network with the people who can potentially refer clients to you. Now, I'm not going to walk you through more of the concise marketing message today, but you get the general gist, right? Instead, to understand how to actually have conversations with these three audiences and tell them clearly who you help and how you help them. Now, you might be wondering, why is this important? Because you will get clients from all three of these audiences. When people really truly understand what it is you do, they can help you more. They can describe you to other people better, right? Getting clients really is about who you know, but that doesn't mean that every person you meet is potentially a client. And I think we enter our networking uh, situations maybe like that, thinking that we're going someplace and we're trying to get clients. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the word out about our business and our services that we offer and who we offer them to, so that lots of people can be sending others our way. Right? It doesn't mean that you need to be the only one pounding the pavement looking for clients every single day. You just need to connect with people who can also connect you with clients. That's different, right? A speaking coach I know named Steve Lowell always says it's not enough to tell someone what you do. They need to be able to repeat it to someone else. And I love this quote. I quote Steve all the time. I heard him say this at a speaking event of his. I don't even know how many years ago, many, many years ago. And it is the key to getting clients. Referrals are the key to getting and growing your business. Your network should be there to help you find clients. You shouldn't need to find every single client all by yourself. And when we try to do that, that's when we struggle. It's more work to get every single client yourself. Your network should also not need to find their own clients all the time either. You should be easily able to pass referrals to your network or your community as well. Not as a job, but through the solid connections that you're making every day. Think about the people that you can connect with who serve the same audience as you. Maybe you know somebody who does graphics or websites and you can say, hey, I'm helping somebody with their customer service and their, creating their courses for them, but we need someone to do graphics and their website. And here's who I highly recommend to do that. You can get each other clients. And even if you're not working with somebody, you say, someone comes along to you and they say, I need this service. And you say, I don't offer that service, but my colleague does. And your colleague doesn't have to just be a virtual assistant, right? Okay, so let's talk about going networking. You need to have a clear goal for whatever you are doing. Why do you want to meet somebody there, or who do you want to meet, and why? Who is in the group that you're attending the event for that interests you? You don't have to connect with every single person. You just have to connect with the people who may be either a colleague or a potential client or a client or a strategic partner, right? Or a referral partner, you could call them. If you network either online or in person with no goal, you can be wasting a lot of your time. And in fact, you likely are. Spending tons of time networking isn't the cost of doing business, which I know some people think, well, I have to go to these meetings or I'm not going to grow my business. But the time that you spend there has to be managed well as well. You go in with a goal and you plan to reach that goal. Maybe you want to get the names of 3 strategic partners at the next networking event you go to. Maybe you want to talk to the host of an event and find the 2 specific people that you can follow up with that might be potential clients for you at that particular event, right? Use those conversation starters to meet people and to start those conversations. Not the first list I shared, but the second one. I have been super guilty of using some of those crappy first ones when I was first learning how to network, and my networking really was a waste of time. I've talked about food. I've talked about the weather. I've talked about all those kinds of things. Instead of just saying to somebody, "What do you do? Hi there. My name's Tracy. I'm a virtual assistant. What do you do?" It has been so much more effective for me in a networking situation. And it jumpstarts a conversation and really gets other people involved. When somebody else walks by, someone will say, "Hi, have you met Tracy?" Especially if they've gone to the event a lot, if it's a monthly event or a regular event. "Hey, have you met Tracy? She's a virtual assistant." It's a great start and it can really grow that little community of yours a lot faster. I've come away with really amazing contacts using that second list of conversation starters, whether they were potential clients, potential referral partners, and in some cases, even, yes, colleagues. And don't forget with live events that first, the other people in that room are all there for the same reason as you, right? They are there to network. If it's a business event, sometimes they're there to learn. But for the most part, people go out to business events so that they can rub elbows with other people. They can grow their community. I would love to have one person who sends me 3 clients or 4 clients a year. And I would like to be able to send somebody 4 clients a year as well. It makes that relationship even more valuable. And it makes the networking a lot more fun too, because as you add people to your community, you can certainly, definitely get more clients, and everybody's business really does better. And the host has an invested interest in the event too, because they're organizing it. They want people to continue coming to it, and they want the people attending to be successful. So you want to befriend the host. You want to be able to talk to them and tell them who you are looking for, what you are looking for. They can honestly help. They will know a lot about the people who attend their events. It's something that I see that virtual assistants really don't do. I've seen a lot of VAs go to networking events and be a wallflower because we don't know what to say. I just gave you a list of great things to say and just have a conversation with somebody. I've told you to have a goal when you're going to a networking event. Know what you want. Do you want to come away with, do you want to connect with 5 people? They're not going to maybe be your client right that day. But if that's your goal, then make sure that you do that and look at your clock. Make sure that you're rotating around and ask somebody, "Do you know someone here who does this?" It's not always the host that knows everybody in the room. Sometimes it's the really great, connectors that are in the group that meets regularly. They know everybody. They've been going for a really long time. And the other thing you want to do is research some of the people who are in the networking group or who are attending that event. Lots of times there are, Facebook groups online or that type of thing, and you can get a sense of who is going to be going to something. And you can do a little homework before you ever get there. And when you actually get into a conversation with people, make sure that you're asking them questions about themselves and specifically, obviously, about their business. You're looking for answers that are relevant to the services that you offer. And if they aren't relevant to the services you offer, get as much information as you can from them to say, "I can't help you with that, but I would love to be able to refer you if, the opportunity comes up." So get a little more information and then move along to the next person, right? Remember that whoever you are speaking with at these events, they're equal in every sense. I know we have a sense that we are the assistant, and so we're a little lower on the totem pole than some of the other people, but 2 business owners having a business conversation, you are equals. Can you help them? Can they help you? You want to get to know them. You want to remember that getting VA clients is about who you know. So you want to get to know them. You don't just want to ask them a couple of cursory questions and move along. Develop those relationships. Be a really valuable person coming into that community if you're new to it. And it's okay if they're not going to be your client. If they do the right kind of business networking, they will probably come up upon your client, maybe before you do. Or maybe at the same time as you. And through your conversations, it's definitely your responsibility to make sure that they know who you help and how, just like Steve says, and for you to understand the same about them. The same goes for your VA colleagues. If you're talking to your VA colleagues, which I know we do a lot, probably a little too much, I always caution you about spending more time with your VA colleagues than you do with business owners. But the idea is if your VA colleagues know what you specialize in, and if you know what they specialize in, then that makes it much easier to refer each other as well, right? All of this learning is done through asking questions. You ask them questions. You have conversations. You don't pitch. It is not about a pitch, not at any networking event. And you don't talk about you unless it's in response to what they need help with or how they can tell others what you do. You do not want to hit anybody over the head with what you do to try to convince them to work with you. You'll know if they need you. You'll know if you need them. Remember also to make notes about everybody after your interactions. I used to do this really quietly, run off and write on the back of a business card. And now I just say to them, you know what? I'm going to make a couple of notes right in front of them. I don't want to forget what we talked about. And I know I'm going to talk to a lot of other people this evening. It is so much easier just to be honest and open, and I love to do that. But that will help you remember what you talked about, especially if it's a big event and you're getting, a few business cards and that kind of thing. If it's an online event, you still want to make those notes. And of course, you don't have to tell somebody if you're doing that, but you want to make those notes offline to remind yourself of the conversation that you had. When you first stop trying to close sales and start fixating on making relationships, that is the long game. You're building a network. You're becoming part of a community. You don't have to build a community. You can become part of one that already exists, a good one. And it's not networking when you need a client, but it's networking all the time. And it doesn't mean that you have to attend 5 networking meetings every single month, especially if you're not particularly looking for a client right now. But when you join a particular community or two, you can stay in touch with them regularly and just let everybody know, oh, right now I'm pretty full. That's great. You can turn down referrals too. That's the really cool thing. But after you meet with somebody, then go and connect with them on social media. LinkedIn is a great place to do that. And treat every conversation you have with them like a networking conversation. To start your network, tell your connections, your family, your friends, what you're doing. Ask if they know anybody who might be interested or who they think might be somebody who you could talk to. And if so, then make sure that they really do understand what you do. I would tell my brother that I help local small business owners with marketing their business on Facebook. He's going to remember that when he talks to anybody. He's a very smart guy. It's not that I need to dumb it down for him, but I know he's clear on what I do because I tell him clearly, right? And that's what you want to do. You don't need to get into the specifics of how you help people or what the data is or the analytics that you do or the training you have. You just want to say, I help local small business owners with marketing their business on Facebook. That's super clear to a lot of different people. And if he goes to an event, or if, whoever you're telling that to goes to an event, they can remember that. And they can then, as Steve says, repeat it to other people, especially when you're not there, right? When you find business owners who can be a good referral source for you or other people, not just necessarily business owners, you want to expand on those relationships. You want to learn to enjoy being connected to the people and look forward to connecting with them. You want to make friends with your community. These are your people. You want to spend time with them. You don't want to have to network in 12 different places to find clients. You want to find 2, 1, 3 really good places where you enjoy spending your time, where you look forward to it. And you want to be consistent in connecting with the groups that you are networking in. Show up, be there for them, and let them be there for you. It's never, hi, here's what I do, or hi, here's what you need, or hi, here's why you should hire me. That's not networking. That's somebody who's there for the wrong reason. And your network is essential to building your VA business. You want to choose a target market. You want to find out where they're hanging out. You want to sort out your very specific service offerings, whether it's using my concise marketing message or not, but you want to get very specific on those service offerings that they need. And you want to talk to people about those. And you want to post about it in the places where your people can find you. Because if they're looking you up because you're attending a meeting, you want them to see The things that you're posting are correlating to the services that they want. And you want to attend events. You want to join good groups. Local is a very fast way to get clients. You can build your trust very fast because you see people face to face, right? And trust is a really important part that helps your clients take that step into saying, yes, I'd like to work with you. When you focus on that and when you work with it, networking actually becomes fun, believe it or not. And it becomes easy, honestly. And it becomes fruitful because you are in it, you're doing it, and you're enjoying doing it. Networking helps you meet the people who you know. And what are we saying? Who you know is where your VA clients are going to come from. I promise you that you will find success this way. You're going to find clients, you're going to find money, and you're going to be happy. You're going to be part of an amazing, tailor-made community of your very own. Now let's refer back to today's quote. Know where you want to go and make sure the right people know about it. That is how you get clients. Finding your community is awesome, and you need to start doing it today. Let me help you. This is exactly what I help virtual assistants do. As a VA coach and trainer, I help you set yourself up for success, helping you fix those specific things that are going wrong in your business. When we work together, either privately or in a group, we talk very specifically about your business and you. There's no one-stop solution for everybody when it comes to service businesses, especially like a VA business. I'll help you get the clarity around your issues, and I'll cheer you on as you walk through all the steps to fix them. I've helped hundreds of VAs through their challenges and got them on their way to growing their business and the lifestyle that they dream of. And I would love to do the same thing for you. You can work with me privately, or you can join the Virtual Circle, my mastermind group for virtual assistants. You can check it out at yourvamentor.com/TVC, as in the virtual circle. I bet it's exactly what you need to start running the VA business you dreamed of. Reach out to me if you're interested. That's all I've got for you this week. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Ridiculously Good VA Show. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. For more great resources for your VA business, visit my website at yourvamentor.com. I'll see you back here next time.